A young man with a stutter asked the preacher if he could participate in the door-to-door selling Bibles. The preacher agreed, but knowing the young man had a bad stutter, only gave him 3 Bibles to sell. The following day, the young man returned asking for more. The preacher gave him another 5 Bibles. The following day, the preacher gave him another 10. By the end of the week, the young man broke the church's all-time record for the highest number of Bible sales in 1 week. The preacher believed that divine intervention had occurred. He was dumbfounded and had to know the young man's secret. So the preacher asked the young man how he was able to sell so many Bibles in such a short amount of time. The young man smiled and said, "I asked them if they wanted to buy a Bible or have me read it to them." There was a husband who was in the habit of taking the family dog for a nice long walk each evening. It was a good exercise for them both, his wife felt, and the dog became so used to the routine that it positively drooled to be taken out on schedule every night. So when her husband was sick one evening, the wife took the dog out instead. To her surprise, the dog pulled vigorously at the leash and led her around the block to a house around the corner and began to scratch at the door. A female voice called out, "I won't be a minute, darling." Soon the door was opened by an attractive young woman in a negligee, and the dog dashed straight into a dish of meat that was waiting for him, obviously as usual. A husband was not talking with his wife. The wife's diary read, "Tonight, I thought my husband was acting weird. We had made plans to meet at a nice restaurant for dinner. I was shopping with my friends all day long, so I thought he was upset at the fact that I was a bit late, but he made no comment on it. The conversation wasn't flowing, so I suggested that we go somewhere quiet so we could talk. He agreed, but he didn't say much. I asked him what was wrong. He said, nothing. I asked him if it was my fault that he was upset. He said he wasn't upset, that it had nothing to do with me and not to worry about it. When we got home, he just sat there quietly and watched TV. Finally, with silence all around us, I decided to go to bed. About 15 minutes later, he came to bed. But I still felt that he was distracted, and his thoughts were somewhere else. He fell asleep. I cried. I don't know what to do. I'm almost sure that his thoughts are with someone else. My life is a disaster." Husband's diary, the same day, read, "A 2-foot putt. Who the hell misses a 2-foot putt?" A woman is having a problem with her closet door. It was falling off every time a bus was passing by, so she called a repairman. The repairman comes and sees that indeed, the door falls off every time a bus passes by. "Okay, I'm going to see what is going on. Just close the door behind me," and he steps into the closet. Just then, the husband comes home from work, opens the closet, and finds the repairman. "What the hell are you doing here?" The repairman says, "Well, you're not going to believe it, but I'm waiting for a bus." A man walks into a supermarket. He grabs a bag of dog food and brings it to the checkout. The cashier says, "Sorry, according to store policy, you need to bring your pet with you if you want to buy food." Then the man, who doesn't have his dog with him, walks away angrily. The next day, he comes back and takes a bag of cat food. Once again, the cashier points out that he needs to bring his cat with him to buy the cat food. The next day, he comes in with a plastic bag. He asks, "Could you please stick your hand in the bag?" The cashier does. "What is that?" asks the cashier. "It feels really warm and weird." "Yeah, I would like to buy a pack of toilet paper." A man goes to the doctor with a swollen leg. After a careful examination, the doctor gives the man a pill big enough to choke a horse. "I'll be right back with some water," the doctor tells him. The doctor has been gone for a while, and the man loses patience. He hobbles out to the drinking fountain, forces the pill down his throat, and gobbles down water until the pill clears his throat. He hobbles back into the examination room. The doctor comes back in with a bucket of warm water. "Okay, after the tablet dissolves, soak that leg for at least 30 minutes. 2 nuns are walking down the street when they notice that a man is following them. Sister Rachel, the older and wiser nun, says to the young and naive Sister Mary, "See that crossroad ahead? You go left and I'll go right. He can't follow us both. We'll meet back at the Abbey." So the sisters part and the man follows Sister Rachel. Sometime later, Sister Mary is anxiously waiting at the abbey when Sister Rachel returns alone. "Thank the Lord you are all right," exclaims Sister Mary. "But what happened to the man?" "Well," replies Sister Rachel, "after a few minutes I stopped and pulled up my dress." Sister Mary stares in shock. "Then," continues Sister Rachel, "he stopped and pulled down his trousers." Sister Mary gasps, "Oh, sister, why would you let him do that?" "Because," explains Sister Rachel, "a nun with her dress up can run faster than a man with his trousers down." The madam opened the brothel door in Miami and saw a rather dignified, well-dressed, good-looking man in his late 40s or early 50s. "May I help you, sir?" she asked. The man replied, "I want to see Valerie." "Sir, Valerie is one of our most expensive ladies. Perhaps you would prefer someone else." He replied, "No, I must see Valerie." Just then, Valerie appeared and announced to the man that she charged $10,000 a visit. Without hesitation, the man pulled out $10,000 and gave it to Valerie, and they went upstairs. After an hour, the man calmly left. In the next 2 nights, the man appeared again, demanding to see Valerie. After their 3rd session, Valerie said to the man, "No one has ever been with me 3 nights in a row. Where are you from?" The man replied, "St. Louis." "Really?" she exclaimed. "I have a family in St. Louis." "I know," the man said. "Your sister just died, and I am her lawyer. She asked me to give you your $30,000 inheritance." His phone rang in church by accident during prayers. The pastor scolded him. The worshippers admonished him after the prayer for interrupting the silence. His wife kept on lecturing him on his carelessness till they reached home. You could see the shame, embarrassment, and humiliation on his face. He's never stepped foot in church again. That evening, he went to a bar. He was still nervous and trembling. He spilled his drink on the table by accident. The waiter apologized and gave him a napkin to clean himself up. The janitor also mopped the floor. The female manager offered him a complimentary drink. She also gave him a huge hug while saying, "Don't worry, man. Who doesn't make a mistake?" He's never stopped going to the bar since then. A doctor started having an affair with his nurse. Shortly after this started, she announced that she had become pregnant. Not wanting his wife to find out, he gave her a large amount of money and asked her to go out of the country, to Germany, to wait out the pregnancy and have the baby over there. "But how will you know when our baby is born?" she asked. "Well," he said, "after you've had the baby, just send me a postcard and write 'sauerkraut' on the back." So she took the money and went off to Germany. 6 months later, the doctor's wife called him at his office. "Dear, you received a very strange postcard in the mail today. I don't understand what it means." Later that evening, the doctor came home and read his postcard, which said, "Sauerkraut, sauerkraut, sauerkraut. 2 with wieners, 1 without."